Hurry! There are nerds that need a podcast. Assemble the team.
It's podcast time! ABN!
Dane Benediction.
Twiz 13.
Oh my god.
Oh my god.
Well, hello, nerds and nerdettes. Here we are, Alpha Nerds Guild podcast, episode 13 or 1-3. For you people who don't pay attention, I am your host ABN, and I am followed with the one and only Dean Oxhill. How are you, sir?
I'm very well, thank you. How are you doing?
Doing well, doing well. Moving on to Ohio, we have the one and only Twizzy. What up?
Hey, what's up? I figured since last week we spent an hour looking at Dean's forehead, we'll look at mine for a while.
I agree.
You can look at one again.
And moving on to the one and only from Phoenix, Arizona, we have the new and improved Ronin Boy 00. How are you, sir?
I'm doing awesome. How you guys doing?
Very
Wait, how
well.
did we improve
How dare
the
you.
Ronin?
What happened
improve
to
him?
God, though? People are gonna want to know what happened to God.
He is indisposed.
Oh,
Yeah.
Ronin Boy's talking to someone without having his mic on. Who you talking to, Ronin?
That would be the beautiful Megan. She's actually part of Angie as well.
Aha! Shout outs to Megan, one each.
Poor Amanda's at work right now, so got a shout out to her too. So hey, baby.
Hey, wait,
What
no.
up?
We're not cheapening this by throwing out shout outs. We are
And of course,
looking-
I saw. Oh, you know what's better? I just saw Hogo pop up on my Steam playing Rainbow Six. He's not listening to the podcast, so hi Hogo.
Yeah,
Huh,
way to go,
why aren't you
Hogo.
watching?
Oh.
Way to go, Hogo.
Yep. Hashtag where's Hogo?
Hashtag, I think you added me on Uplay.
So there wasn't a whole lot of news, even though it's funny that PAX East is going on this weekend, but not a whole lot of news is going on. But we'll go into some of the stuff that's happening. The first one, I will probably get one of the bigger ones that I've seen so far. Most of it is just gameplay stuff that's been going on, that's been showing at PAX East. But apparently there's going to be a Shadow of the Tomb Raider Final Fantasy 15 crossover.
Go.
Exactly. I did the same thing. And Twiz,
What?
you timed out. Why did you time out, sir?
Yeah, I'm timing out. I just want to explain. If I have a weird, strange look on my face, it's because I'm actually watching NXT TakeOver live right now, and like vicious stuff is happening on the TV. So if you see me make a cringy face, that's why. Excuse me, I don't care. Continue. Shadow of the Empire, PAX East or something.
Oh,
Okay, so Final Fantasy Tomb Raider?
yes. That was a thing. Apparently.
Wait. A Tomb Raider and Final Fantasy mashup?
Yes. Now let me get into it. It was a brief teaser that they came out during a Square Enix panel, and all they said is coming soon, and that's it. So it wasn't anything that showed how it would work, what they're even doing, why they're doing it. No one knows, but it's there. I guess, okay. I mean, Dean, how do you feel about this?
Honestly, I don't know. I don't.
And that's Australia for you.
I really don't know. I don't know how to feel. I really don't know how to feel about anything at the moment.
Ronin, how do you feel?
I don't know, man. Between Final Fantasy's Stormblood that just came out, and it's kind of all right, and now they're trying to shoehorn Tomb Raider into the newest one. It's a bad move, man. It's a bad move. I think it is.
I mean, I understand it's
They're
their-
rushing
it's
into
their
it as
stuff,
well.
but- Yeah, go ahead, Dean.
Sorry. They are rushing into it way too quickly as well. It's like, slow down a bit. Just let things get settled before you go out and make something else. If
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
I
Like,
mean, I
like
understand where they're
watching.
coming from mostly because this is this is
Oh,
their
I know
stuff.
where
Both
they're
games
coming.
are theirs.
Yeah, it is
so-
their stuff. But the thing is, they're rushing these things way too quickly. They don't know if it's going to pan out the way they want, and they're going to throw a lot of people on a tailspin that's just going to go, "What the fuck? What the fuck?" You know?
Yeah,
Yeah, I think my biggest problem right now is, this latest Final Fantasy has kind of been met with mixed reviews. It's really good open world,
mhm.
but some people really aren't getting into it because it's not that traditional Final Fantasy kind of, more fantasy side of the world instead of the more tech. My
Right.
bigger problem though is Tomb Raider just got relaunched like what, last year before?
Correct.
And they're trying to reestablish Lara Croft. To just slam these two together is going to derail both titles, in my opinion.
Yeah, it does kind of seem cheesy, like overtly cheesy. Yes, Twiz, do you have a finger?
I have a finger because I actually had, and this is actually going to lead into other things that we wanted to talk about, honestly. And you'll see where I'm going with this here in about 2 seconds flat. I see it as just another attempt at mass media pandering to a specific crowd, where a specific crowd that says you have to have a strong female character or a strong this character or a strong whatever identity thing, that character in your product for it to be a valid product. So that's what I see this as, because really, I mean, a good Tomb Raider game does not need Final Fantasy, and Final Fantasy does not need Lara Croft. I just don't get how those two worlds connect to where that it makes a cohesive and organic story.
Well,
So
this
it
is-
feels like it's very smashed into
Mhm.
here. Let's cram this female character because she's a good, strong female character with legacy, and look how good we are, and what a good little woke
Lara Croft's
entity we
badass.
are. Yeah, I mean, Lara Croft is totally badass. She's been badass since PS1.
Correct. Yeah, I will
You know?
say that Final Fantasy 15 itself is not immune to the crossover because they've been playing around with the crossover in Final Fantasy 15 because they had Assassin's Creed mixed into it, and then Half-Life and even Sims 4 added into it. So it's normally they did the same thing for Monster Hunter. They added some stuff in for Final Fantasy 15 and Monster Hunter, and all it is, or not Monster Hunter, into Assassin's Creed, all that was a weapon and a shield. So it wasn't in your face because Assassin's Creed Origins, if you haven't played it, already has just an absurd amount of different kinds of weapons. Some of them don't even make absolutely any sense to the world already. So it didn't really jolt anything, but I understand where you're coming from.
But even with Assassin's Creed, though, it wouldn't be too far of a leap to say, hey, this Final Fantasy world has Templars. They have the Assassins. They have, that fits.
Yeah, that fits a little bit better.
Yeah.
I can see that.
That fits. But Lara Croft, here you go. It's an English, a smoking hot English archaeologist that just happens to be. No, it doesn't. It just doesn't work, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So it just feels like pandering to me, and there's nothing I dislike more than pandering.
Yeah, but you watch. This is just going to be like a skin or a freaking unlockable little mini figurine or something. You watch.
Oh, absolutely. So people spend money.
$17, guys. $17 for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
some
Oh, in
people.
our case,
people would spend a
$30
lot-
Australian.
Some people will spend a lot of money just to get a little statue, wouldn't they, Dean?
How dare you, sir?
How dare you?
Just be-
There it is.
No, I show no remorse for wanting a Spider-Man statue. I will show no remorse.
For all we know, this crossover could essentially be Lara Croft in Noctis costume.
It could
That
be.
is true.
It could be a freaking tank top with the pants and boots. That could straight up Noctis costume, and that
That'd
could
be
be
funny. But again, that's still a little bit of pandering because then all the fanboys are going to be like, oh, I need to see that.
It's true. It's true.
And then all the activists will be like, oh, how sexist of all of you.
Right, like we purposely designed it.
Yeah.
All men in history made that. I participated. If you're a Ghost Recon Wildlands player, apparently Splinter Cell's Sam Fisher has been teased to be in a new DLC for Ghost Recon Wildlands update.
I can see that.
If you haven't seen it before, they added Predator, and it was kind of the big boss that you had to go kill in Wildlands. So I would assume they're going to follow the same course and get Sam Fisher to be either somebody you track and kill or you play as. Not sure, but it's teased. Anybody play Ghost Recon Wildlands?
I got the game. I haven't even put 15 minutes to the whole game. So, in answering that, no, I have not played it, but I will probably play again. But in a way, I think it's their way of saying we're going to bring him back. I don't think you'll kill him. I think it's a way they can bring him back into the franchise.
I'm stuck with Siege right now, Rainbow Six Siege. I spent all my cash on that. So
yeah, I've actually played Ghost Recon Wildlands almost all the way through the original storyline and everything. Really fun game. If you're a Division player, if you play Division at all, Ghost Recon's pretty much in the same boat, so you're good to play that too. I didn't play the Predator update because things like Destiny 2 showed up and then disappeared, and then Monster Hunter showed up and then kind of tapered out and stuff like that. But I'm interested to see it. You know, Splinter Cell is definitely one of those series I think needs to be re-energized. I'm pretty excited about it. So I mean,
I always enjoyed them. I mean, that was the heyday of the PlayStation and the PlayStation 2, man. Splinter Cell was the game to have if you were into that kind of thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
Really? Splinter Cell? Mine was Killzone back in the PlayStation 2.
Oh, I can get down on some Killzone, bro.
Killzone was my game on PlayStation 2. I will say that was like one game I probably put over 500 hours itself. Good times indeed.
Yeah, it was. So I mean, we have that on the horizon to look forward to. And I mentioned Monster Hunter. They have a Spring Blossom event, and apparently Dragon Quest XI. If you're a Switch owner, don't hold your cards because they still aren't ready to bring that to the Switch yet. And if you didn't know, it's definitely already coming out on PS4. So all that.
Oh, we're gonna have to pay for it though.
I turned my back on the PlayStation after the PS3. I went through two of them actually. My first one was the big fat one, and then I got the slim, and that one died too. So I was like, nope, never again.
Yeah,
I've had my same PS3. Well, obviously I have the slim version, not the matte black one. I still have the same PlayStation 3.
Yeah.
But I've never had any issues. The only issues I ever had was the Xbox with Red Ring of Death, and I even had that on the slim Xbox, and I'm just going, you know what?
Yeah, for the 360, yeah.
I fixed so many of those. I do under the table work for fixing computers and electronics and stuff. Red Ring of Death, 4 pennies and a little bit of glue. Done.
Really? Damn, why didn't I know you a couple years ago?
Because you're an Australian. And moving on. So
Killing Merc and pennies at work.
But I mean, there's already been kind of an issue because Dragon Quest XI is definitely it's not a Bandai Namco, if you know what I mean, where Bandai Namco.
Oh, I know what you mean.
Is able to take like anime-esque video games and break them down into a 720p and 1080p and make them look gorgeous. Dragon Quest actually is graphic intensive, so I could see why they're having issues with putting it on the Switch. If it had been, like I said, a Bandai Namco version, like Xenoverse 2 and things like that, have no problem playing on the Switch. It's those really graphically intensive games that are really take a lot of fine tuning to get it on the Switch. For all you PUBG players, the desert map is coming to the Xbox One next month.
Wait, people still play PUBG?
Yes. Apparently, they're not planning on banning that in Australia. So
No, I mean,
Not yet, anyway. Just
I
one.
think we
what
lost
wanting to
someone.
play is PUBG. Let's
There
play
he is.
PUBG. I'm playing PUBG. Who wants to play PUBG? PUBG. And now you don't hear about PUBG like you used to. I mean, am
Well-
I the only one that's noticed that?
yeah, it's that.
Am I alone in this?
No, it's the culture swing. Like,
Yeah, it had its 10 minutes of fame, and now it's kind of like everybody's realizing it's not as good as it was that they thought it was. Fortnite's kind of staying steady. Siege is getting a little bit better. It's weird.
yeah, it's a culture thing. You see more. I think what plagued PUBG was its stability issues. Not communicating enough with the community to keep them invigorated. 'Cause that same thing. For example, they almost pulled a Destiny, right? They said, "Here's an awesome game." Everyone said, "Yes, this is an awesome game." They're like, "Wow, this sucks. Why is all this crap happening?"
It was way overhyped. Sorry, but it was just way overhyped.
And then they didn't have a quick answer. They didn't have a quick fix. Same thing with Destiny 2. That's why Destiny 2 has that same kind of struggle. And then Fortnite, they just gave the opening for Fortnite and somebody like Ninja, who is making it mainstream, to just come in, swoop the entire audience away.
That dude is nuts.
Yeah,
Insanely good.
once you have Drake on your thing, hit 600,000 concurrent viewers. I think there's a reason everybody's jumping onto that, because it's the same genre, just a different game, and everybody just jumped on over. It's kind of just took one step to the side, and here we are, all in Fortnite. But have anything to say about that, Fortnite man?
Well, Fortnite men now, actually, with the addition of Ronan, who also plays Fortnite.
Mm.
And breaking news, Dino's downloaded Fortnite. It's one more step closer to getting Dino to actually play Fortnite.
I've downloaded. I haven't even clicked play yet. Okay,
That's
you
what I'm
haven't
saying.
messaged me to get on. So
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know I needed to message you. I think after the podcast, 3 of us, can go ahead and log in and play all at once, Ronan and Dean, and then there'll just be one person, not like the others, sitting there doing their own little thing and not hanging out with the rest of the team, not being a team player, being their own thing.
Yeah, Ben.
Yeah,
How-
Ben.
Yeah, Ben.
yeah.
How dare you,
Yeah.
Chris?
You know it's bad.
Excuse
when they
me?
freaking pull me in.
That is my line. Do not lose my line. We've been over this.
I
It's
was
a
being
dinner.
offended for you.
No,
Well, now that we
I did
have,
that myself.
now that Dean
That
has
is a
become
dinner-
the
That is a
neighbor
dinner
in Home Improvement.
He's our token foreigner.
That is a dinner Exio patent pending trademark. You do not have permission to use that.
Can he even be called Wilson at that point?
That's what I say. It could be.
No, I just call him Wiggly.
Wilson.
Hashtag Dean is reincarnated Wilson.
No, hashtag Dino is on cam. Hashtag Dino.
Oh, he's on
He
He doesn't get
cam.
the reference.
He's on
He also
cam.
doesn't have pants on.
Pornhub.com. Dean is on cam.
No, not like that. I answer to the people. I got a cam. Please be happy.
Well,
well-
in another weird conglomeration, if you will, Rocket League, if you don't have it, if you didn't see that message, Ben said give him 5 minutes. Rocket
He
League
has.
is planning to give out WWE items
What?
in Rocket League.
No.
It's another
I can get
partnership.
down on that.
Because Rocket League, if you've never played Rocket League and you have the $20 to spare, that is a well
it.
worth to purchase game.
Oh, absolutely.
I love Rocket League.
It is a blast to play.
I've had so much fun on that.
I know,
You're gonna
dude.
get a lot of rage moments.
Yeah, not even being good, just running around upside the walls and just pretending to try to hit something and do the really cool float twist hit that you want to do, and you completely biff it or miss it every single time. That's me. I look like I'm gonna set up something really cool, and then I just kind of float by, miss it completely. It's bad.
That's me setting up my sniper shots in Fortnite.
Yeah.
You can't even shoot.
That's me trying to walk down the street, man. I got 2 left feet.
Apparently, there's gonna be a total of 11 WWE items coming. It says this week.
On WrestleMania week.
Yeah.
It's WrestleMania week.
It says
I
on
was just saying that, Twiz. God.
on
God.
Sunday during the WrestleMania, they will release a special code that will unlock 2 random items from the group of 5 banners, 5 flags, and a set of wheels. And I'm looking at the set of wheels. They kind of almost look like a belt, like a championship belt.
Spinner belt. John
Yeah.
Cena. I guarantee it's John Cena's spinner belt.
Yeah, it's something like that. Yep, WrestleMania flag, SmackDown Live flag, little avatars, avatar banners for your character name. They have WrestleMania, WWE, NXT, Raw, and SmackDown.
You are an avatar.
And yeah, exactly. And a WWE flag. So there you go. There's another how did this happen moment, but that's at least okay because it's Rocket League.
I'm a total sucker for crazy skins and stuff like that. I mean, you almost have to be when you play Fortnite. I mean, it's just part of the fun to me is the wacky skins, and I totally dig that. While I don't play Rocket League myself, I've played it a
Why
few
not?
times. Why not? Because I downloaded it and I never bothered clicking play, Dean.
Yeah, you did it. Hey, you're taking the page out of me.
You got Wilson and then you got Stone-Faced Ronan over there. Daggum.
I know.
He's just like,
I wish I had the Stone Cold Steve Austin music.
Ladies, how are you?
no, but like I was just thinking about this the other day, and this really made me rethink of it. Fortnite is missing a total opportunity. They should absolutely license the Marvel characters just in time for Avengers and release Avenger skins.
Oh,
I can't imagine the amount of V-Bucks that people would spend to get Iron Man or Captain America or Thanos. I mean, it would work so perfectly in that universe.
It would.
Forget the pickaxe. I have Mjolnir. And that is the
Mjolnir.
proper way. It's Mjolnir.
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 It's Mew Mew.
Yep.
Mm.
Well, they already have Marvel Superheroes Omega. That's kind of where they dump all of the. It's a free game actually. It's a really fun game. It's Diablo style Marvel superheroes,
Yeah.
and it's got them all.
Ultimate Alliance.
Say again?
Ultimate Alliance, right?
No, it's actually a Steam game. And they added controller support because it used to just be mouse and keyboard, but now it has controller support as well. Really fun game. It plays almost exactly like Diablo.
Really?
At 3/4 top down. Iron Man, they have 20 skins for Iron Man. It's a free game, and you can earn to unlock characters, but you could also pay to get the currency to unlock them faster if you want. So they did it pretty well. It's actually kind of where I wanted it to be. It's that freemium model. I don't mind to say, hey, I got this game free anyway, so I'm not mad. Especially, because the game's pretty fleshed out. I mean, the sounds, the characters, they're really good. So I'd check it out.
And what's this called again?
Marvel Superheroes Omega, because it used to be Marvel Superheroes 2015, but obviously the years kept updating, so they just went to Omega, so they didn't have to worry about dates anymore. But it's a fun game. I enjoy playing it a good couple of times, especially when I unlock Deadpool.
Ooh, yeah, Deadpool.
Yeah, because the characters actually could talk to each other when you're in safe spaces, not like that kind of safe space, but more your
Overexposed.
yeah, right.
Sorry, got a little frog. Apologize.
Hi,
Continue.
ho, kids. Kermit the Frog here. And
Exactly. But it's a fun game. I would check that out. But for example, when the reason I brought that up, let me bring that back. The reason I brought that game up is because when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, they added all the Guardians of the Galaxy characters in it, and then they added their comic book skin and the movie skin. So you had all those different things going on. Every time they add a new movie, they seem to add either a new character or a new skin to it, because things like Black Panther and characters like that who were already established, most of them were there already. They just gave them their actual movie skin. So it's really cool. A really fun game to check out if you just need something new and you don't have no monies.
Ben, I'm sorry, Ben.
Ben, come back.
Baby, come back.
What did he do? Oh, snap. My bad. I can't see nothing. What y'all doing?
I still love you, man. He left the group, man.
He thinks he's got replies.
I'm sorry.
You should be.
Just know that I was the last resort. They called everybody else.
No, we went down the barrel and then we fucking got you. Just gonna put that out there
That
now.
figures.
Just gonna be honest, okay? Like
I admit I was probably a horrible choice, but
I agree.
Well then.
it's bad because I don't play freaking Fortnite with you yet.
Yeah. What is he? Is he not getting in here? He said he was gonna get in here.
Yeah, and then he realized there was 4, and then he just left.
You can have 5 people. I already have his
Yeah, we
nameplate
can.
ready to add.
He's
left. He needs to just jump in here.
Need some
Well,
Kenny
he left.
Loggins. Gentle Ben, come back.
Baby, come back. No, he's left the channel. Then
Baby, come
I'm
back.
getting all emotional. I'm getting all emotional right
Let
now.
me fix this.
You can blame it all on me.
I am blaming it on you.
I know.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be the new Hogo. This is gonna be horrible.
There it is. Pick up the phone. Pick up
Pick
the
up
phone.
the phone. Pick
Don't
up
worry,
the-
ladies. We're gonna get you your Ben.
Get
Your
you your
Ben
Ben fix, yeah.
Baby, come back.
Pick
Pick
up
up
the
the
phone.
He's not even typing.
We're trying, ladies.
He's offline. Unless he's blocked us all.
I knew it. He
just
hates
know.
me.
Thanks a lot, Rowan.
You're
And
welcome.
now he's online again.
Kangaroo hugger.
He's he's typing. We can never replace you.
we'll. Well,
Let's play with this
see,
on
what
pod.
else? What else? Other kind of crazy
So,
stuff.
Star Wars. Star Wars has been rather divisive on whether or not people. Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Yeah. Yeah, I wanted to make sure to wait until I had his video release, stuff like that, so people don't
Is I don't know if you've
Yeah.
got the right screen up for the YouTube.
Yeah, I do.
I wonder why it's not showing.
Yeah, I got it set. I was just making sure.
Oh, we got Ben in here. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll change it back. Yeah, I wanted to make sure to bring that back to our talk about it after video release. Make sure all of it got out, so nobody can come to complain, except for all complaints at Dean Oxhill. But what I wanted to get into was we're having this issue, especially with a movie like Star Wars, that you would think the entire world would be united on, but for some reason we're not. I know what I'll give one of the examples. I know one of the examples was essentially Luke's character. A lot of people, you have two different camps for Luke's character. You have some people who will say that's actually a decent turn, and makes it interesting. The other side is, what? This is Luke Skywalker. What are you doing? So, Twiz, which camp are you in for this?
I'm in the camp.
Like in the middle? Like you
Yeah, I mean, there's still the Star Wars.
Mark.
It's still Star Wars, but I mean, there's just like we were talking briefly before we started, right? And there's a big difference between what J.J. Abrams had planned and what we got with this Star Wars movie. There's a bunch of different differences or changes that Rian Johnson made with what J.J. Abrams had intended. One of which, and the biggest of which that we've recently found out was the parentage of Rey.
Mm-hmm.
Originally J.J. Abrams, and he hasn't said who it was going to be, had intended it for it to be someone of consequence.
Yeah.
Whereas it turns out it was just nobody. Yeah, don't worry about it. There's no one.
I did have that because the last one, the initial one, made it seem that the mystery of Rey had gravitas, but then we all just kind of speed bumped over that and moved on.
Don't worry about it. It's nothing.
I don't understand. It didn't make any sense to me. Now, Ronan, what camp are you in? I'm interested.
I am in the camp that Mark Hamill should have been retired. I think that either he should have just been a cameo and they could have cut farther into the story, or he should have just been written a lot better. I think somebody got in there and really messed with his character, because you watch him in the original trilogies versus now, and it's like his whole persona flipped. So I really don't like how he's standing right now.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree, because that's where I felt. The story was interesting, but to have Luke Skywalker go through those movies and the stories and everything that has happened, for him to just say, no, we just need to take the Jedi out. Really? You converted probably one of the strongest Siths of all time. What?
Yeah, it spanked the whole story. He was like, he converted, Vader at the last second, and then all of a sudden he's like, you know what? Maybe they have a point. Maybe this is a good idea. At this point, I think the only other choice they have is to bring in my Lord and Master Darth Revan to fix all this garbage.
Yeah, I want to make sure I just didn't enjoy what they did to his character, and it kind of ruined it for me. The only thing I liked was essentially what he did to Ben Solo at the end, right? Where it was everyone coming after him, and the whole time he was projecting himself across the cosmos, which is a testament to Luke Skywalker. But at the same time, we all go, where has that been the whole time?
Like, you all of a sudden just got this massive power. I mean, I understand you've been training by yourself, but why didn't you do anything with it? Why didn't you go find Rey and Ben before all this crap happened to actually fulfill the prophecy you were supposed to do.
Right. And then he kind of, it shuts out the Force. That was one of the other things I really didn't like. Really, he shut out the Force. Last time I remember, it's not really a thing. That's not really a thing, I guess.
That's not even a thing in the Old Republic, and I've played the hell out of that series.
Yeah, so I don't know. I know that was one of the big issues, especially for me, was what they did. And then, of course, I'll say this about the beginning. How do we take care of Starfighter Base, but then the First Order's still taking over everything? What? That threw me off. Like, it started off in the wrong way. How did we win in the previous movie to then already be losing?
Deus Ex Machina. That's all you can say about the script is Deus Ex Machina.
No, I'm telling you, it's the secret force behind it all. And I know Ronan's sitting there with his Dark Lord and Savior, Darth Revan. But come on, we all know what's really behind it all. Darth Jar Jar.
Yeah.
Darth Jar
I
Jar.
love that theory.
Look it up. Darth Jar Jar's a thing. It's my favorite film theory of all time. And it makes total sense when you actually look into it.
Well, he's the only driving force that made Anakin go against the Jedi when he was a child. I understand that. I read the theory.
Yeah.
Is this still Star Wars?
Yeah. Still Star
No.
Wars.
Yeah, thanks for
Did we
bailing.
go to McDonald's or something?
No, assholes. Sorry, man.
Okay,
How
did
boxing
you-
you?
when did we forget about our language on this show, Ben?
Sorry. Gosh.
Everybody knows my trademark word now. I'm not going to say it here. I'll be nice.
We're Americans. We will tolerate violence and sex, but we will not take your language.
That's
sir.
right. That's right, sir. No, but that was one of the other issues I have. How do we go from beating the First Order to the First Order already winning when we got into the next movie? I had kind of an issue with that as well. But
Mickey Mouse is just that much of a dick.
apparently. But as we were talking about before the show, there seems to be there's more organizations, it's more overt. But in movies and comics, obviously more so in comics than in movies. In the movies, it's kind of they're underlying. And the underlying issue here is essentially warping an existing story to fit what makes people feel better.
Pandering.
Yeah, as you said, pandering. So we're gonna manipulate this is the story from the 70s. Really, we're gonna go this far back and then manipulate because it has so much prominence. There's a reason it has so much prominence. You take away the original formula, then it interrupts the prominence. You no longer.
It's the turducken of cinema.
Correct. Everything gets thrown out of whack, and that's why you have divisive arguments like in The Last Jedi. I'm not one of those that's so mad about it that I'm going to say, oh my God, we should have never made these. It was either going to have this or not. So I'm always okay to see something better. Even something like The Last Jedi wasn't bad enough for me to cringe to say this should have never been made. This is not a Dragon Ball Evolution kind of thing.
What was that? Avatar: The Last Garbage Bender?
Oh my God, The Last Airbender, that hurt my soul. That hurt my soul. The CGI was beautiful. The CGI was absolutely beautiful, but everything else sucked.
But was it though? Was it?
It really was.
Was
Garbage.
it really though?
How
Like, the Earthbenders having to
dare
do a
you,
6-minute
sir.
dance to throw a pebble.
I liked where they were going. Right, I liked the choreography was actually on point. The Earthbenders were stiff, and then if you're Avatar, the real Avatar, not the blue people.
I mean the dances with Smurfs?
I was wanted to see that face. That's what I was hoping for. Appreciate that. Troll win for me. Thank you, Mark. But yeah, you would know what I mean as far as the difference in martial arts there. But with Star Wars itself, it was more, we're going to manipulate the story. I mean, Twiz, I know you have a whole lot to say about it.
Well, I think they fell into the same trap that with this Star Wars movie, and I'm gonna tread lightly here because this is a very hotbed issue.
Mm.
It really is. And remember, if you have any problem with anything I'm about to say, it's at Dean Oxhill on Discord. So address all your complaints to at Dean Oxhill.
Correct.
Star Wars fell in the same trap that Marvel has fallen into in the past couple years, that a lot of television has fallen into over the years, where they're pandering to a specific audience, specifically to the millennial generation that feels that identity is king and what you identify as is king. So therefore, in Star Wars, we had a forced prominence of strong female characters, just like I was saying with Lara Croft being crammed into the Final Fantasy universe. Just like, in the Marvel universe, we got rid of Tony Stark to replace him with a black female. Thor was replaced with a white female. Captain Marvel, female now. They're just forcing this, and it's not an organic storyline. Whereas back in the 70s, in the original trilogy, the Holy Trilogy, the Holy Trinity, if you will, of nerd culture, Princess Leia was a strong female character, but it wasn't, here, look, it's a strong female character, respect her. She just was. She was a strong female character who could still pull off wearing a
slave
bikini. Yes, the slave bikini. And we still respected her because we knew, it was at any moment she's going to kick somebody's behind in that said slave bikini. We see, so this character was a strong character who had more than just one facet. Whereas in the new Star Wars movies, the strong female character is one-dimensional.
Yeah.
And there's no substance to it. Just the same way with Marvel Comics. These strong female characters, no substance. It's just, this is the characteristic. It fits it. Look, it's kind of like you. Please buy our product. Buy our product. And it didn't work with Marvel, and it's obviously not working well for Star Wars: The Last Jedi.
Yeah, luckily for us, I think, because Marvel physical comics and then Marvel Studios aren't doing the exact same thing. So
we'll find out real soon.
Yeah, they haven't been doing the exact same thing, so we're okay so far.
Well, the question comes in now, and this gets into the Marvel thing, with the ending of Chris Hemsworth's contract, Chris Evans's contract. What are we going to do with that? Are we going to get the Falcon as Captain America, which is storyline, I guess. Again, but in the storyline in the comics, that is really forced. Yeah, it should go to Bucky.
Absolutely.
Do we get Jane Foster, Incredible Thor, since Chris Hemsworth is going to be stepping down? We should get Beta Ray Bill, but whatever.
Right. Absolutely, Beta Ray Bill.
Thank you.
I will say, yeah, you threw me off with the Beta Ray Bill. Okay, I'm in there like
go another storyline. You ready? Here you go. Marvel, thank you. Disney, thank you. You're welcome. Use my idea. I want 0.25% of any profits you make for the movies.
Absolutely.
You can still maintain the current Thor, but just go with the Destroyer Armor storyline, where Loki curses Thor to have bones brittle as glass, and he transfers his consciousness into the Destroyer Armor, and now Thor is the Destroyer Armor. For those of you who don't remember, the Destroyer Armor was the big metal dude in the first Thor movie. So there you go. You can have your same Thor. Chris Hemsworth doesn't have to star in it. Renegotiate, get him back. Do a little cameo at the beginning. He gets beat up in the armor. Movie. Go.
Yeah.
1/4%. You're welcome.
Yeah.
The mouse bows to no one, just so you know.
Right. That is an empire in the reality. All this time, in the Star Wars universe, you think you were fighting what the Republic that turned into the Empire was actually Disney the whole time. Confirmed.
Huh? You don't know about the Force, huh?
Exactly. So we have that, but it is truly indicative of what exactly is going on, group wise, when they take these existing characters and they try to manipulate them, try to force them in. And the example I was going to bring up was like Black Cat, right? You have a character like Black Cat who's established, essentially has no. This is why I say Jane Foster doesn't make any sense, because it doesn't move in. Whereas Felicia Hardy is an established character, and then doesn't change at all. Whereas with Jane Foster, you kind of have to change the entire character to make her Thor. Is how is she supposed to be worthy? You know,
I think that's what.
Go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. That's what drove me nuts about the first Spider-Man movies was they had the whole setup.
Mhm.
They had everything ready, and then they were like, let's not do it.
Yeah.
Screw it.
Dead. let's just kill her off next one. It'll be fine.
Are we talking about Amazing Spider-Man now, or we're talking?
Yeah, we kind of segued into that because it kind of fits it.
Because we're talking the first Spider-Man. If we're talking about the Spider-Man saga with Tobey Maguire, then no, I didn't like that Spider-Man whatsoever. He was not the right fit. Honestly,
it didn't come out until 2011, so.
Okay, if we're talking
In
Amazing
Australia.
Spider-Man. Oh my gosh, you people! Stop taking stabs at the poor Aussie.
The
no.
poor.
Yeah,
Come on back, you guys. Stop appreciating me more.
You know what? I do appreciate you.
I would appreciate you a lot more if I didn't talk to your forehead.
I'm sorry, I can't. It's my
My
desk.
God,
it's
he's
too
got
small.
a face.
exactly.
No, it's my desk. My desk is too small.
Wait,
So bear with me.
Go back to the forehead.
Okay.
No,
Hold on.
yeah,
Let me
it's that
Just
Oh
hang on.
yes. Ooh.
that Burt Reynolds.
Yeah,
Thank you,
Pat,
sir.
man.
You're welcome.
No,
No, but
what
the
we were
Tobey
talking
Maguire's
about was we were talking about how in the Amazing Spider-Man series how they killed off Felicia Hardy and they pretty much set her up to essentially come back as the Black Cat.
yeah,
You do realize, well, now that that universe is dead, and they are working on a Black Cat comic movie, right?
Mhm.
Silver and Black.
are they gonna make it though? That's the $1 million question.
Horrible movie, I guess.
Because from what I've been hearing for the last year and a half, they need a new director. Apparently, they were gonna make it, but then
Yeah.
who knows what's happening?
Well, it's kind of
You
like
know?
that same. It's the same thing like with the Venom movie. We still don't really know how exactly that's going to tie in either. So they're
Exactly.
really. You want to take essentially Spider-Man's repertoire of characters. They are essentially beating the crap out of his repertoire more so than any other character series.
I don't understand why we can't just get a decent Spider-Man symbiote saga. Like they did that back when we were, when I was a kid, the symbiote saga with the video game tie-ins and the comics and the whole cartoon series that did the whole symbiote saga, including Carnage,
Correct.
and I'm like, you guys literally have a roadmap to billions of dollars. And you're not going to use it because, it's been done before. No, this is what people want to see. That's why it's so good.
Right. Yeah, the symbiote saga is definitely one of the most impactful to me because that was just like you said, the cartoon era and all that stuff. It all melded together, so it has a whole lot of nostalgia there. But I think Twiz was going to beat us down on some comic knowledge.
Yeah. Absolutely. The reason why they can't do the symbiote storyline, the symbiote that whole thing, and the reason why the real question of how Venom may or may not play into this, and same thing with Silver Sable and Black Cat and all the Spider-Man characters.
Mm-hmm.
Technically, Sony owns the film rights.
Right.
So it becomes really complicated and really, really difficult. There was a lot of, Marvel and Disney did a lot of jumping through hoops and paid a lot of money to get Spider-Man, to have him just, and really the Spider-Man is going forward is not going to be as tied to the Marvel universe.
Right.
He's supposed to be kind of off on his own little corner, with little, cameos and drop-ins here and there. However, that does allow Venom to be tied to the Marvel universe via Spider-Man. And there's been a lot of rumors that that Spider-Man is going to show up in the Venom movie, at least with a small cameo. Maybe out of the Spider-Man suit and just as Peter Parker kind of thing. So there's that rumor going around. And going back to what Dean was saying about Silver and Black, it has, as of February 28th, I hadn't seen this update. I apologize. I have failed you all. Has been put on hold indefinitely. So we will not be getting a Black Cat movie probably. So that's the reason why they don't just do the symbiote storyline, because the film rights to the Spider-Man universe is so complicated at this point. And that goes back years and years and years. This goes all the way back into late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
The film rights and the complications with the film rights. And I think every major director has been, I think at one point James Cameron owned the film rights to the Spider-Man universe. And this is back, but that goes back, that's pre-Titanic and pre, James Cameron, doing the fake Avatar, not the real Avatar.
Yeah. Exactly.
Not talking about those
You own
Smurfs.
Avatar.
Dances with Smurfs. I really did appreciate that one.
Yeah, right?
That-
That's what that
This is why I
movie
shave my head. I have nightmares to this day.
What do you mean you shave your head? You're losing your hair.
I
Don't
am
lie to
actually.
us.
Dude, I've been losing my hair since I was 13. I had gray hair when I was 9.
Fair enough.
Ooh.
It's all that training in the hyperbolic time chamber. But I think we're getting to the tail end of the show, gents.
Aww.
Yeah.
So 3 of us are going to log into Fortnite. I mean, Dean, you're going to go ahead and press play now, right?
Maybe.
So, Chris, now that it's 3 against 1,
One of us.
What?
Google
What
gobble, Google gobble.
one of us, one
Look.
of us. Hey, don't make me message alias Private Eye. And you know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Now,
Well,
and
we'll
I'll
see how
have-
that works out.
I'll have that person peer pressure you.
Yeah. Good luck with that one.
Hey, get him to spend less time with you.
Be still his heart, I'm sure.
But I think we're about done here, unless anybody's got anything else crazy to say. Dean, obviously, we're losing him slowly but surely.
The chair is eating him.
Yeah, is eating him
No,
alive.
it's just where I have the cam so you guys don't see my fat chin. I got a gobble neck chin.
But as always, you can find me at ABNMP269 on anything under the sun, whatever you decide to use it for. I'm probably there. Dean, where can they find you?
You can find me at Dino X Hill, or as Twiz like to call it. What do you call it, Twiz? Please.
What?
Dean
What do I call it?
Oxhill.
You call my Dino X Hill,
Dean
like
Oxhill.
you Americans. Yeah, as you Americans like to put it. But yeah, that's where you guys can find me. Steam, you play Origin or Battle.net.
Twiz, where can they find you, sir?
Playing Fortnite.
Fair enough.
Oh,
It's a fair enough assumption.
actually, if you want to play, if you want to find me in Fortnite, playing Fortnite right now, my gamer tag on Fortnite is at Twiz_McSparkles. Twiz McSparkles, because really, isn't going to be.
Sparkle.
Wouldn't it be so irritating to be killed by someone named McSparkles? Really?
It's freaking hysterical. Are you kidding me?
One extra troll on someone.
Yep.
Sparkles.
And last but not least,
Or you can find me on Twitter at Betamax_13.
last but not least, Ronan, where can they find you, good sir?
Alpha Nerds. You can find me on Facebook under Michael Phillips, or you can find me here in the Discord, or on Steam, or on Epic Games Launcher, or everything else under Ronan Boy 00. And you know what, guys? I think I might jump on Fortnite.
Well, there you go. Now you
There it is.
have your extra.
Maybe we don't want you on Fortnite. Have you thought of that? Damn, that was.
Well,
Wow. How dare you,
how
Dean?
dare you? Trademark patent.
Go hug a kangaroo, okay?
Exactly.
Well, you guys are playing Fortnite. I'll go and hug a kangaroo.
All right. Well, that's it from us. From us to you, we love you, and we shall see you next time.
Rock on.
Peace.